That's not a bad background, is it? That's the Brisbane Bridge, which is, I think it's the oldest bridge in Queensland. I think it's the second oldest bridge in Australia. I'm lucky to live not too far away from here. So I've taken a drive out of the office today, away from my laptop, just to get away and get out into the fresh air. This bridge is closed. I've been working on it for, I don't know, it's about a year now I think, and I can't wait for it to open because it's really, really cool to walk across. Now the reason I'm here is really because I just needed to get away from my computer screen. I've been doing YouTube videos for about, actually it's almost a year. I started in December when I went on holiday to Perth. No, it was just before that. I went to Caloundra and did my first ever video. And I remember it took me weeks to edit that. It's almost a year since I did that. And I've learnt so much on this YouTube journey. But one thing I've noticed is that we can put too much pressure on ourselves. I'm really determined and really motivated to grow a channel that shares my adventures with you. But boy, you can put a lot of pressure on yourself sometimes. I have a video ready to go this weekend and I haven't released it because I think it's too boring. If you've watched my recent video with T-Rocks, I took a train trip from the northernmost part of the Sunshine Coast line down to Roma Street, and it took about 3 hours, and I thought, oh cool, I'll make a train journey. But it's really difficult making a train journey look exciting. I may post it yet, but I thought it was too boring. So here I am today instead, looking at this amazing bridge, and I'll probably just post a vlog, which is something I don't usually do. One of the challenges I've found with YouTubing is talking to the camera. So I've got a challenge to myself today, talk to the camera. I spend quite a bit of time sometimes going through my clips of talking, and I've got about 3 minutes and I need about 10 seconds. So this challenge will hopefully help me to talk the camera more naturally. And what better place to do that in the middle of the country where there's no one around. I'm also sharing it with a few cows. I can see some over there through the trees, and there was one underneath the bridge. I think she's wandered off now. The challenges of YouTubing? Well, there aren't that many challenges, really. You have to enjoy it, and I definitely enjoy creating content to share with anybody who watch it. I did know that it wouldn't be as easy as I thought, but that's like anything in life, really. You get in, you get out what you put in. And this is what usually happens to me. I have a few things to say, I say them and I think, oh my gosh, what do I say next? I really admire those YouTubers that can wander for hours, what it seems like, and just talk about anything. Wonder what all those numbers mean. I'm guessing it's measurements, yes, but I wonder if it's loading and other construction things. This bridge has a really interesting feel. It feels really cool to be around something that's quite old for Australia. Here's the other cow. I did check also before I came here. I have a habit of running into homeless people under bridges in my videos. I choose to go under a bridge because it's quiet and away from people to film. But that also brings with it running into people that scare me a little bit. This is quite incredible, actually. What am I here for? The challenges of YouTubing. Like most of us, we work full time and we do this as a hobby. Because why? That is so cool. Right, my challenge this morning was to come down here and talk to the camera, and so far I'm not talking very much. Well, that looks like a place I could probably sit down here. So I found myself a bit of a posse. What an office view this is. Pop this camera down here and I'm just under the bridge. Thing's going to fall over now. These tripods aren't always the most stable. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. That pole behind me, look, see, that's something that we don't think about. You go to film something and there's a pole sticking out of your head or on a funny angle and the visuals just look weird. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. Being a woman on YouTube, well, I'm not your typical young YouTuber. But when you go looking on YouTube for subjects or what other women are doing, either I'm looking in the wrong place, but all I can see is lifestyle, diet, exercise, yoga, all the things that I like, yes. So how can I be different? I like getting out and about, hence my recent name change again. I'm still being eaten alive here. That cow must have been talking to one of the other ones. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. What is it that nobody talks about? Well, I have to admit, from my point of view, having some maturity in life, a lot of YouTubers that I go looking for to get ideas or to get inspiration from or to learn from along the subjects that I want to do are all really, really young. Now, while that's great because I encourage our youth to get out there and live life and try things, aren't there any other women out there at a more mature age has experienced some life doing this kind of thing? And if there aren't, why not? The things that I want to film are what I do, which is not just travel. I know I've been to Scotland recently and I have done some travel in my time. And I do enjoy travel because of what you learn from it. It broadens the mind. But I also like to get out and explore what's around us nearby. And a lot of us don't take the time to do that. We get so caught up in job and living and home and families that we forget to have a look at what's just out there on our back doorstep. So enough about that. Back to the challenges of women on YouTube. What other challenges are there? Well, I think a lot of women, and I'm sure men do this as well, but I know a lot of women juggle a lot in life. They have families, partners, husbands, jobs, running the house, typical traditional female stuff. And if they want to run a YouTube channel on top of all that, they usually fit it all in, right? I have enjoyed the creative outlet though of building a channel. I've learned so much through this journey. Definitely a lot about editing videos, that's for sure. How long that can take. Finding the right program is still, I haven't quite got there yet. I've had a couple of suggestions and I'll look into those. I also find I film way too much. It's almost like when you're on holiday and you take all these photos because you think you may never be there again, so you just take heaps of photos. And now I just take heaps of footage and it takes me hours to sit through it all. I've got to get better at that. I'm going to try and focus more on 15-minute-ish videos, which is what I usually do, apart from the last few that I've crammed so much in just to get them done. I can get out anywhere and talk to myself. Well, maybe I am talking to myself. Now, there's a point. I'm talking to myself. Ooh. Don't know if you can see that. She gave me a fright. She's probably coming to talk to me. Girls, eh? Wonder what she thinks. She probably doesn't really care because her main instinct is food, right? But for the meantime, I thought I would just get out of home, get away from my screen, get out here into nature with cows and everything, and just film myself talking. Now there's a challenge in itself, right? Film myself talking. And what I like about this YouTube journey is that no matter where you are, you can find something to share and film. Heritage buildings, amazing things, weird places, especially how places are established. There she's gone over that side now. Oh, and with the cows comes the flies. So if you are actually watching this video, give me some ideas. Anything. Well, maybe not anything, but give me some ideas. If you have any ideas, let me know. I'm open to places that might need to be looked at, explored. Just go and have a look. Being a woman on YouTube, well, some of the other challenges that we all have is filming in Queensland's hot climate is you always need a hat. Always. And the problem with that though, is you get hat hair after a while. Being a woman on YouTube, the things that nobody talks about. Well, the things that nobody talks about. Maybe we're quite critical on ourselves. Yeah. Something else that we don't talk about? Well, what I've also found when you have to edit yourself constantly is facial expressions. I find How do those young women get that perfect pout? I don't know. Right, I think it's time to change the backdrop in this video. So don't step into that, right in the wrong place. Oh. Oh. I've even got the Australian wave down pat, haven't I? Down pat. Don't laugh at my own jokes. Oh man, this gets freaking hot filming in Queensland weather. A woman on YouTube? What they don't tell you? Oh my god, I'm running out of things to say here, to be honest. I've challenged myself this morning, apart from getting away from my screen, which is really easy to do. I've come down to a place on my own, an amazing environment with this beautiful bridge, which I will come back to one day. I know I keep saying that. Challenging myself to talk to the camera about things that are interesting, maybe not interesting, and just try and talk naturally without having to stumble over my words a lot, forget what I'm going to say. So there. This might be my video. This will probably be my video today. This can be my video today. Not a lot of prep. This can be my video today. Not a lot of preparation. Just me talking to the camera, having a walk around somewhere quiet, which I always enjoy, exploring old things, historic things, places of interest. Thank you for watching. If you're still with me, yabbering on, like and subscribe. It really does help, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks. See you next time.